My name is Jessica Alexander, and I will be your Students English 7 teacher this year. I am humbled to work alongside you this school year to help your student achieve their goals, both academically and personally. Thank you so much for saying yes to being a learning coach. I understand your role in your students' education, and it's no small task. As the classroom teacher, I know it's imperative for me to be able to support, empower, and equip you to be the learning coach for your student. I wanted to outline some of your responsibilities as learning coach. One is to monitor your students' grades. Hopefully you can regularly access your student's account through your learning coach login to be able to review and monitor your students' grades. At the middle school level, I'd also encourage you, if you haven't already, to really get your student involved in monitoring their own grades. Another role as learning coach is to review the feedback that your students' teachers give to them through their graded assignments. Make sure that your student understands the feedback being given to them. And yes, at the middle school level, they can more often do this on their own. But I also hope you can take the time to review not only their graded work, but also the feedback that goes alongside of it. Another role as learning coach is communication. Ensure that your communication with your student and teachers at K-12 Private Academy is apparent and smooth. There's many ways that you can communicate via email, instant messenger, phone call, or even in live sessions. I'd also encourage you to make sure you're familiar with the Student and Parent Handbook. It's a really helpful tool as to what K-12 Private Academy's policies are in regards to academic integrity and who to contact who, so on and so forth. And lastly, I really think your role as learning coach is to ensure that your student has a good, supportive, and positive learning environment at home or wherever they school. Learning at home and doing online school can be very different than going to brick and mortar school. Whether you've been doing it many years or this is your first time, I highly recommend making sure the learning environment at home is positive and supportive. Now, my role as classroom teacher is really broken down into 5 categories. My first role is to teach the course content. K-12 Private Academy and Stride Learning has created a great and robust curriculum that guides students through the English language arts curriculum and standards at the grade appropriate level. There's opportunities for reteaching and enrichment built throughout the lessons. I try my very best to make sure that the curriculum is accessible to all students. My next role, I consider to be the second most important, is communicating with you. And by you, I mean learning coach and really just families and students in general. I think it's key that my role as classroom teacher is to bridge that gap of communication to ensure that the communication throughout the school year between classroom teacher and families is ongoing and supportive. My third role as classroom teacher is to host live sessions. Now, we have 3 different types of live sessions for English 7. The first is a flipped follow-up session. These are live sessions held every week to go over a pre-recorded video that was watched earlier in the week by students. Each week, students are given a pre-recorded video that covers an instructional topic for the week. After viewing that pre-recorded video, they will be invited to a flipped follow-up session. Now, in this 1-hour session, we will have the opportunity to practice and apply the skills from that flipped preview video. The second type of live session that I host is a target teach session. Now, these are 30-minute sessions that your student may or may not be invited to. What I do is I look at data from my course content, from data that I've received and feedback from families or students, and I invite students to a target teach session where we go over and target one particular skill or content specific area that a student may need extra help with or even enrichment extended support in. And the third type of live session that I'll host as an English 7 teacher is called a help lab. This 1-hour session is available for any student to come visit me at any time during the hour to get support on any assignment or any content or skill or standard being covered in English 7 class. And then the background of my work is creating videos, monitoring student progress and support, and ensuring that all students have what they need to succeed. It is my goal this year to ensure that you, as learning coach, again feel empowered and equipped to do your role at home with your student. I hope that the resources that I provide you this school year will really help you thrive in your role as learning coach. Again, I want to say thank you so much for saying yes to being your student's learning coach. I look forward to meeting you this school year, and I look forward to working with you to ensure your students' success.